Good morning, Phoenix. I'm Jessica Mefford Miller. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you here today as we open our South Central Extension and Downtown Hub Light Rail project for the community. It is a long-awaited and very exciting day. First, I want to ask you, if you can, please rise for the presentation of colors by South Mountain High School, Army Junior ROTC, American Legion Post 41, and Buffalo Soldiers Color Guards. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you to South Mountain, American Legion, Post 41, and Buffalo Soldiers for that special introduction. Before we begin our celebration this morning, we want to respectfully acknowledge the ancestral lands on which we gather here today and honor the indigenous peoples who have long been stewards of this land and who has worked in partnership with us as we build on their sacred ground. Please welcome Christosila from the Chichino Spirit o Otham dance group to offer a land acknowledgement.
Skugsiardig Busta Chamwe, Anya Nabchige Christopher Dasala, O Anya Amjad Kuriakimur, O Anya Gonki Chichino Amjad. This morning we are happy to be here with all of you. We are Chichino Spirit. We are from the Hill River Indian Reservation, which is the reservation just south of you guys here. This mountain behind us is South Mountain. We call it Modag Doag. That means greasy mountain. It's one of our sacred mountains. Yep. And so if you see, it's covered with the chaparral plant, which we call the greasewood. And so that's what we call South Mountain. It's equivalent to the sacred mountains of other peoples, other nationalities, but that is ours behind you. We've been here since time immemorial, and we're happy to be here to do this in land acknowledgement, welcoming you all here and singing a song about this sacred mountain behind us. Suppa. Come on, ya my dad. Come on, ya my dad. My dad get on over. Go go. I'm a kanyata. Get over ya. Vasameyanya gavachanyata. Ajarayana kege vachanyata. Gamonya moita. Gamonya moita. Moita gitanova. Gahovaka. Amakanyata. Kege tavaranyata. Vasameyanya gavachanyata. Ajarayana kege vachanyata. Amakanyata. Kege tavaranyata. Vasameyanya gavachanyata. Ajarayana kege vachanyata. Thank you.
Thank you to Christopher Dossala and the Chichino Spirit Otham Dance Group for joining us here today to honor this land. Now it is my true pleasure to welcome all of you here as we celebrate the opening of the South Central Extension and Downtown Hub for service. We're here today to celebrate a generational investment in the future of this community. This project is about creating connections to economic opportunity, to education, to culture, and to one another. Today, we open an additional 5.5 miles of light rail, 8 stations, but also community enhancements, including improved infrastructure, lighting, streetscape, bicycle and pedestrian access, and so much more. We're also celebrating the startup of our 2-line system at the downtown hub. Today, we begin more frequent, reliable light rail and streetcar service across the region and improved bus connectivity. As our region grows, yes, for the bus. It is a multimodal, now multi-line system. So as our region grows, so does Valley Metro. We're providing enhanced mobility and economic opportunity for more residents across our region and now right here into South Phoenix. And we're just getting started. Today, this extension sets the stage for continued expansion west with the Capitol Extension and the I-10 West Extension light rail corridors. We're poised for further expansion of streetcar deeper into the cities of Tempe and into Mesa with the Rio Salado corridor. In addition to all of you here and the speakers today, it is my pleasure to welcome the leadership who have made this incredible project possible. This morning, I would like to welcome Valley Metro board chairs, including Valley Metro RPTA board chair and Chandler Council member, O.D. Harris. Valley Metro Rail Board Chair Francisco Heredia could not be with us this morning. We have the State Director Luis Heredia from the Office of Senator Mark Kelly, State Director Abigail O'Brien from the Office of Senator Ruben Gallego, District Director Maria Lopez from the Office of Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari, she sends her regrets this morning, the Transportation Policy Advisor Julie Cruz-Skilfillan from the Office of Governor Katie Hobbs, District 11 State Senator Catherine Miranda, District 11 State Representative Janelle Cavero, and District 26 State Representative Cesar Aguilar. From the City of Phoenix, we have District 5 Council Member Betty Guardado, Phoenix City Manager Jeff Barton, and District 6 Councilmember Kevin Robinson. Valley Metro RPTA Board Member and Wickenburg Mayor B.G. Bratcher. Valley Metro RPTA Board Member and Fountain Hills Vice Mayor Peggy McMahon. Valley Metro RPTA Board Member and Peoria Council Member John Edwards. Valley Metro RPTA Board Member and Scottsdale Council Member Marianne McAllen. And Valley Metro RPTA Board Member and Tolleson Vice Mayor Jimmy Davis. Also with us today are MAG Executive Director and former City Manager of the City of Phoenix, Ed Zerker, and former Mesa Mayor and Valley Metro CEO Scott Smith. Thank you all for your leadership and service to our community. None of this would be possible without our incredible funding partners. That's the City of Phoenix, Maricopa Association of Governments, the Federal Transit Administration, and most importantly, it's you, our citizens and voters. It is only with local investment from Phoenix Transportation 2050 and our regional Proposition 400 that we can leverage the powerful support and investment of the Federal Transit Administration. We are honored to have the FTA here today to help us celebrate this milestone. I would like to welcome to the podium Ray Tellis, Administrator of Federal Transit Administration, Region 9, and longtime partner. Mr. Tellis.
Thank you, Jessica. Good morning, everybody. I bring greetings. From Washington, D.C. and the Trump administration. We are pleased to be here with you this morning, and I am certainly honored to be part of this celebration here in the Grand Canyon State and the opening of the Valley Metros in the City of Phoenix's South Central Downtown Hub project. Look at that beautiful train right there. It's quite remarkable, right? First, I want to acknowledge all of the community leaders, and we had many of them named here who support made this project possible, a reality. It's a long time coming, certainly including you, Mayor Kate Gallego. I think what you said is every time you see me, it's a good thing because you're opening a new line. I mean, that's remarkable. What better reason, even though I come to Phoenix often because of the number of projects here in Phoenix funded by the Federal Transit Administration, it is often that I come for an opening, and that is just remarkable. So I certainly want to thank our own regional team that has supported this project along with the Federal Transit Administration. They helped award this grant. And Tony below, where are you, Tony? I saw you way in the back. Oh, there you are. Is supportive of this project, and he dedicates his time and effort, and we are certainly grateful for your efforts, Tony, and for being here today, certainly. I also want to thank the entire project team. I've worked with many of them, and once I start naming names, I'll get into trouble, so I'll just thank the CEO on their behalf. Jessica, thank you for the partnership and, of course, everything you did to make this reality. We want to thank you for the commitment, right? We heard it's a long time coming. I'm here on behalf of the Department of Transportation to help you celebrate the completion and the opening and certainly reflect what this means for this community here in South Central Phoenix, as well as the greater Phoenix metropolitan area and the state of Arizona. The grant that funded this project is the first grant that came out of the Trump administration the first time around. It is the administration's many accomplishments that provided $530 million towards this project, to extend this project from downtown, bring it to South Central, this area, and then include what we heard, the emerging and opening of 2 lines right at the downtown hub. So this is a unique opportunity to celebrate here today because of the long-term nature of projects. They go through many administrations. Many administrations don't see the full return with a project opening, but the Trump administration, because starting off at the first administration under President Trump, we are certainly pleased to be here today for this opening. So this is a celebration in many ways for Team Trump. American families are already Yeah, I mean, the Trump administration did provide the money for this project, so. American families are already benefiting from the investment here in Maricopa County, and with over 3,500 new housing units in the area built due to this extension. Thousands more are under construction. And these are tangible results to help you all celebrate as you house your homeless in this community and communities beyond. So at DOT, we care a lot about connectivity. Transit is the shared circulatory system for our economy. It helps connect rural towns and big cities, creates opportunity, and certainly drives growth. It gives all Americans the freedom to move, thrive, and succeed. This project, with its 8 beautiful stations, will do exactly that. The South Central residents will have the opportunity to reach downtown Phoenix, and certainly sports fans will be able to access Chase Field, the Phoenix Arena, and students at the Arizona State University will also have access to Tempe, and visitors to Arizona will be able to connect from the airport through the metro system all the way here to South Central. And this location, right, the terminus of this South Central line. So this extension is a connection to jobs, shopping, entertainment, and education for thousands of people every single day. This type of improved connectivity is for American families, and this is what attracts the federal investment, and this is what attracts what transit does to communities and people in terms of connectivity. So I'm excited to be returning here to see the development. In the meantime, we wish you well, and until we come back, I extend congratulations on behalf of the Department of Transportation to all of you again on this grand opening and the incredible future, what you continue to build here in Phoenix. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tellis, for those remarks and for helping us build a bigger, stronger Phoenix. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome a leader who has championed this project, transit, and investment in the Phoenix community from her time as council member and now as mayor. She championed continued regional investment in transportation through the successful passage of Prop 479 during her tenure as chair of the MAG Regional Council. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our Phoenix Mayor, Kate Gallego.
South Central opening day is here. We did it. There has never been a project that is more by the community, for the community. Thank you to everyone who made today possible. We have a gorgeous, people-driven project here today, and I am a grateful mayor. There's so many people here today who made this possible, and we ought to celebrate what we have accomplished. This project had more than one vote. the people of Phoenix more than once said, yes, we want light rail. This is the first time in the nation a community voted just on light rail, and Phoenix overwhelmingly said yes. We have generations of leaders who we have to thank today. Congressman Ed Pastor envisioned this day decades ago. We also are celebrating the 25-year anniversary of Phoenix's transit investment. And I feel so privileged. There are generations of Phoenix elected leaders, including my predecessors in District 8. Could everyone who served on the Phoenix City Council throughout that 25 years, could you stand and let us say thank you? I would say this project, Congressman Stanton, then Mayor Stanton, and I went through so much together on this one. Congressman Stanton, when he was running for re-election as Phoenix mayor, cared so passionately about moving this project forward. He put on the ballot a significant tax increase the same time he was running for re-election. That is a bold political move, but he was a he just said it was dumb. It was not dumb. Look what we did. The people on the south side were ready. Maybe even tired of waiting. We wanted our fair share of investment, and not only did the people of Phoenix overwhelmingly say yes to Greg Stanton for another term, but they said yes to Proposition 104. For the folks who were, and then we had to go to DC and get the money. We had a great delegation from the Congressional Black Caucus who went with me. For the folks who worked on the campaign and who went to Washington, D.C. for the funding, can you stand or wave so we can say thank you to you? And then the design and construction team had to go through a global supply chain crisis, a pandemic. This was one complicated project. Can you all wave or stand so we can say thank you to you? We got the best talent in the country to deliver. And then one area where we just did spectacularly was look at this public art. So many of our most talented artists are here, and they're telling this history of our community. The piece behind me, Zarko's wonderful piece, celebrates from our Akamo Odom roots to our modern values. We're telling the story of water, of the beautiful phoenix bird, of rebirth, of our ecosystem. It is worth riding the rail just to see the incredible art. To our artists, you knocked it out of the park for us. We have such a rich history, and this project celebrates it. I'm hopeful that it will continue to celebrate. The bridge can change colors as we celebrate community milestones, whether it's graduations or sports championships, important holidays. It really, I hope, will bring us together. I'm dreaming of prom pictures and graduation photos near the bridge, and just a place that is special. There was a time when our bridges maybe were not as spectacular in Phoenix, and I hope that we can continue to up the ante there and say we deserve the very best in design, which this team delivered. It is just such a wonderful day, and this project has changed so many lives. I see my friends from Liuna here. They did a great job. Local hire from the community for the community. I met one man from Liuna who said, this job paid so well that he and his wife were finally able to start a family, and showed me a picture of that baby. Life-changing. And gosh, we have the cutest kids in Phoenix. But this project is changing lives in so many ways. I hope people will be able to spend less on transportation, less time driving, more with their family, and have more money in their pocket. I hope we'll see we'll want to deliver on what the community asked for. The city is moving forward on that. We just purchased all the land around the beautiful Audubon to try to deliver what you've asked for. We have great projects coming at Central and Broadway. We have an ambitious vision, and we're so committed to delivering it. So This is just the start of the good news, but I want to say thank you to all of you for delivering this project again, for the people, by the people. Congratulations, Phoenix.
Thank you, Mayor. Your leadership for transit has been unwavering. We are so pleased to celebrate with you today. Now it is my pleasure to welcome U.S. Congressman Greg Stanton, whose leadership and passion for public transportation began as a family legacy and flourished during his time as Phoenix Mayor and now U.S. Congressman in Washington, D.C. He's taken more than one chance on transit, and we're grateful for it. But you know, with $5 in economic investment return for every dollar we spend on transportation infrastructure, we're a good bet here in Phoenix. Congressman Stanton continues his fight for Metro Phoenix every day in Washington, D.C. We are going to need him when it is time soon for the reauthorization of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that has supported so many projects here in Phoenix. Welcome, Congressman Stanton.
All right, good morning, everyone. I am glad to be here this morning. I got in late last night from Washington, D.C. Before I left, all of the reporters, all they wanted to ask about was the relationship challenges between the president and the richest man in the world. I returned the next morning here, and what are we going to talk about? The opening of South Phoenix Light Rail. I am glad to be home. And it is a big audience here this morning. But before we talk about this project, as I look towards you, man, I'm looking at this audience, and I see some of the most legendary people in the history of the city of Phoenix, people who have fought for this community, fought in hard times to benefit the people of this community and the whole city. I'm going to miss some, but I see you, Art Hamilton, and Jean Blue, and Pastor Stewart, and George Dean. I see you, Tommy Espinoza, somewhere out there. Earl Wilcox. Give Mary Rose our best. We're praying for her. Danny Ortega. The list goes on and on and on. These are legends of our community. We appreciate you, all you have done to lift us up and occasionally hold us accountable when we need to be held accountable. And the women as well. Let's give them a big round of applause. The legends that are here as well. Mrs. White. To the mayor and city council, thank you for having me here today. Jessica, the entire team at Valley Metro, congratulations. You have seen this project through every initiative, tricky city council meeting, groundbreaking, occasional construction delay, all while taking care to engage the community right here in Phoenix. And thank you to the contractors at ACI, ACON, PGH, Wong, Kiewit, and all of the union workers that got the job done. We appreciate you so much. I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. For my entire time in public service, I was lucky to be on the city council back in 2000 when a group of leaders at the city, Mayor Skip Rimza, Peggy Bilstein, Cody Williams, I see you, Cody Williams, you're ahead of your time. You saw that the city was over-reliant on cars. We were missing a key ingredient to make Phoenix competitive with other cities. Great cities have great public transit networks, but at the turn of this century, Phoenix was Car City, USA. We had miles of roadways and highways, but in neighborhoods, like here in South Central Phoenix, lots of families didn't own a car, maybe only had one, just like my family growing up in the west side of Phoenix. So it was in 2000 when this broad coalition, the elected officials, as well as business leaders, transit advocates, achieved the impossible. We convinced the voters of Phoenix, at the time the most conservative big city in the country, to raise sales tax to support transit. 22,000 was the first local dedicated funding source for transportation, adding Sunday bus service for the first time in 60 years, and building the light rail, the beginnings of the light rail system. So you know the rest. In 2008, we cut the ribbon on the original light rail line, 20 miles from Phoenix to Mesa, and of course, one of the legends of Arizona politics, Congressman Ed Pastor, deserves so much credit for getting that done and getting the support we needed in Washington. Congressman Pastor secured the first of so many federal investments in our light rail system, and his advocacy, his hard work is honored here today, helping to make this a community transform. But we knew when I was mayor, we had to come back to South Central because this was a line on a map, but because of limitations in funding, we weren't able to fund it in the first round. So I did ask the voters to approve Transit 2000, one of the most ambitious infrastructure plans in the entire country, 2050. And who did I ask to chair that campaign? Councilwoman Kate Gallego, now mayor. She did an incredible job. So in 2015, we got it done. We overwhelmingly passed this plan. All of Phoenix supported. Everywhere in the city supported this infrastructure plan. Arcadia, Biltmore, Desert Ridge, Maryvale, all voted yes, knowing that the first line funded under that project was going to be right here in South Central Phoenix. 10 years. This 35-year, $32 billion plan is funding street improvements, expanding bus routes and dial-a-ride, thousands of miles of bike lanes, tripling the number of light rail miles. And 2050 accelerated by decades this line in Phoenix. So Administrator Tellis, thank you for being here. And we want you to take an important message back to the administration in Washington. South Central is a testament to what can happen when the federal government is a strong, sustained partner in transportation infrastructure. It can positively transform neighborhoods, and it's happening right here. That's why I love serving on the Transportation Infrastructure Committee. As a freshman, I was able to work across the aisle to secure a $500 million in capital investment grant to round out what was necessary for this initial construction. When COVID-19 hit supply chain, it almost knocked this project completely off course. I was able to go to bat in Washington and bring home an additional $21 million to keep it moving forward on time. This was important that this project get completed on time, not just for business and families, but for all who stand to benefit from expanding reliable transits. Which brings us here to this moment. Everyone here, the entire city, all the businesses, the workers, the elected officials, I want to say directly to the people of South Mountain Village here in South Phoenix. We owe you a huge debt of gratitude. You have been incredibly patient. Thank you for your patience. And today that patience is paying off. Because light rail is always about more than getting people from point A to point B. It has changed the built environment of our community, the look and feel of neighborhoods along the line. It's been a game changer for housing in a region known for sprawl while building dense housing, walkable developments, critical for fighting climate change. The investment we promised that would come along the light rail line, it has. We see the Renaissance in downtown, ASU in downtown, billions of dollars of private investment revitalizing our city center, and of course, Mesa and Tempe as well. $20 billion of public and private investment where we have built light rail in this very community. I would argue that no community in the country has better benefited from public transportation investments, including light rail, than we here have in the Valley of the Sun. And Mayor, we owe you a special debt of gratitude because after I left to go to Congress, the first challenge you had was to defeat the anti-transit ballot initiative that a right-wing group put on the ballot, separating light rail from the rest of transit, trying to defund light rail. And with Kate's leadership, the second election for light rail passed by a higher margin than we even did in 2015. That is a deal. We owe you a debt of gratitude, and the people of South Phoenix, despite all of the attempts to get rid of this project, and it came in various forms. The people that held steady, that never wavered in their support, were the people right here in this community. Arizonans understand that infrastructure investments make us more connected, make us as a community more prosperous. And now we look westward for future light rail line expansion, and we anticipate streetcar investments in the East Valley. This is a great time for transit. We are in a magical moment in Phoenix's history, and we can only keep the momentum going if we keep investing in ourselves here locally and in Washington, D.C. Thank you all for believing in crazy passionate mayors and city planners, and for this community-wide dedication to pull off this incredible project. I can't wait to catch this train in just a few moments. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the first of two Phoenix council members who represent and support the South Phoenix and downtown communities in this project. Please welcome District 7 Council Member Ana Hernandez.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ana Hernandez, and I have the honor and privilege to represent the beautiful people of Phoenix District 7. I am so excited to be here with you all to launch at the launch of the South Central Light Rail extension. The vision for this light rail began almost a decade ago. It was a vision rooted in connecting South Phoenix with downtown and the rest of the city through public transportation. I know that this vision was hard, and the development and implementation of the project pushed the city and Valley Metro to think differently about how we bring public transportation to neighborhoods and communities that have generational impacts of discriminatory policies that have resulted in gentrification, displacement, and economic marginalization. Today, we remember that South Phoenix was created by redlining as Black residents faced criminalization if they were found north of the Rio Salado Park after dark. We also need to recognize that environmental racism that plays so much industry in South Phoenix residential neighborhoods that contribute to the lower life expectancy of our residents. That environmental racism is still alive and well, and my office is committed to fighting back and creating a more equitable South and Central Phoenix for all of our residents. Finally, I want to recognize that this light will bring new opportunities for housing and hundreds of millions of dollars in economic development to the neighborhoods along this light rail. My office remains committed to fighting to assure that residents of South Phoenix and Central Phoenix are the primary benefactors of that investment. And we will fight to make sure that the historic roots and spirits of the South Phoenix community is protected and that our residents along the light rail continue to thrive. I also want to take a quick moment to shout out some of the new leaders that are stepping up, especially in the art environment. I see Sam Gomez over here that has really pushed and advocated for making sure that our culture is platformed and is a primary and centered in all the development that is happening in South Phoenix. In closing, I want to take a moment to thank the visionary Congressman Ed Pastor for being our transit champion behind this vision. To the workers who built the light rail, to our city council, to our leaders, to our staff, to all of the partners that really helped bring this vision to life over so many years and so many obstacles. Congratulations to the people and the residents of South and Central Phoenix for, sorry, I lost my place.
For South Phoenix!
Yeah, for South Phoenix, that's right. And we're gonna make sure that the I lost my place, y'all. My apologies. Congratulations again to the residents and the communities of South Phoenix and Central Phoenix on this historic day. I'm looking forward to join you all, and I am honored to stand beside you as we move Phoenix forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez. Now it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Phoenix District 8 Councilmember Keisha Hodge Washington.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. One more time. Good morning, everyone. Who is ready to get on the train? I am Councilman Keisha Hodge Washington, and I'm excited to be here. But I'm gonna take a quick moment of privilege to honor those who represented, who sit in the seat before me. I get the opportunity to speak
but I know I only stand here because of others who came before me. So I will take a few minutes just to recognize those that represented Council District 8 over the years. Many of them are here, many of them are not, but I feel I obligated to acknowledge them. I'll start off with my immediate predecessor, Carlos Garcia, Mayor Kate Gallego, Michael Johnson, Clovis Campbell Jr., Cody Williams. I want to say a special thank you to each and every one of them. Having sit in this role, I know that each of you worked diligently to ensure that our community was benefited by this project. I am honored to stand here today before each and every one of you, our neighbors, our business leaders, our community partners, and our leaders who helped bring this to fruition. Today is more than a celebration about the opening of a light rail. It is a celebration of what we were able to accomplish together. The key word is together. From the beginning, this has been a project rooted in community, the voices of our community, the ideas of our community, and most importantly, the persistence of our community. Through those efforts, you helped shape what we are seeing today. Literally, we built this. We heard that more than 800 of the workers came from this community. We helped design this. Hopefully you have seen some of the public art that our artists have rendered in tribute of our community. If you haven't, you're in for an exciting opportunity from our Phoenix to our, I won't give them away, I'll let you look for them as you ride. But this community did its part. The community not only walked the walk, they participated. They led. They were the voice that helped guide this work. And I want to thank you, whether or not you just showed up, for showing up time and time again to make sure that this project truly represented the needs and the values of the people who live and work here. This is more than just a light rail celebration. This is a step to connect a community that has been historically divided by the river. We all know that many times the river was used as a dividing line. We are taking an intentional step to connect two communities for one Phoenix. Connectivity that is truly needed. Nearly 45% of this community does not have access to a vehicle. We know also that large projects such as this don't happen without challenges, especially to our small businesses. And I want to say a special thank you for their diligence and persistence in keeping it going during this time. I was very proud of the City of Phoenix and our Valley Metro, who made it a priority to support these small businesses through every phase of the construction. I'll take another point of privilege to thank Marcus Coleman, who I've dubbed my favorite light rail administrator. I know at times I pushed you and challenged you, but I want to thank you for rising to the occasion time and time again. Through the Business Assistance and Small Business Financial Assistance Program, over $1.6 million was distributed to more than 360 businesses along the light rail since 2021. I'm proud to say that 90% of the businesses along the corridor took advantage of that. At least one of the programs, whether or not it was financial relief or free consulting to help navigate through the impact of construction. That level of participation tells me, and it speaks volumes about the strength and resilience of our local business community. Today, hopefully we're making a step for our small businesses that will bring them the additional foot traffic necessary, the patrons and the connectivity that makes their communities thrive. I'm also grateful for the residents that are now able to avail themselves of the light rail. Again, today we are not just opening a project, we are honoring collaboration, the hard work and the heart that it took to make this vision a reality. This is what happens when government, community, and business come together with a shared commitment to progress. Thank you all for your partnership, your trust, and your belief in what we can accomplish when we do it side by side together. Let's celebrate this moment and keep building a stronger, more connected community together. Who's ready to get on the train?
Thank you, Councilmember Hodge-Washington. Councilmember Hodge-Washington spoke of honoring the leaders before us, and now it is my great pleasure to welcome an important member of our South Central legacy, the Honorable Verma Pastor and her grandson Francisco Pastor Rivera, to say a few words about what this project means to the family and acknowledge their lifetime contributions to building a transit system for the people. Mrs. Pastor.
Thank you all. And now that you're standing, I want you to do one more thing. I want you to say, hip hip hooray for the light rail. Let's go. Thank you. Being a speaker, being towards the end of the program, you have to be brief because everyone's been sitting here for a long time and it's a hot summer day. Thank you to all the stakeholders, including the City of Phoenix and Valley Metro for this accomplishment. If Ed was here with us, he would be so happy to see this next extension of the completed, especially in South Phoenix. Early in his congressional career while riding the metro in DC, he would often remark to me, "This is nice. This is an air-conditioned train. This is what we need in Phoenix. We need it in extended areas. It'll work better than a bus because the bus is always so hot and tight and crowded. And so we really need this train in Phoenix." That was his dream, and he really worked hard to bring it to Phoenix. I was reminded this past Thursday at the Cruising Central reception how much the congressman had, the great impact the congressman had on people in many, many different ways, and how his humor often broke the ice and tension. Thank you, Mr. Mota, for sharing the story with me when you first met Ed. I won't go into the Mota joke. Thank you for the young artist Esteban for sharing and remembering Ed in his art. Thank you, Scott Smith, for the kind words you spoke to me about Ed. Thank you, Ed Zucker, for always being with Ed and helping him as we approach this glorious day. I truly appreciate it, and as I look around the city and even the state, I am reminded of all the work he did for this beloved state of Arizona and how his reach transcended to all communities. At this point, I would like to turn the podium over to my grandson, Francisco Pastor Rivera. And in pausing, I would also like to mention a few people who I know are real serious and strong supporters of the South Rail. Art Hamilton, Jean Blue, Michael Jackson, and many others that I don't want to go down the line because I'll forget. The Stewart, Mayor, Reverend Stewart. Anyway, and they did mention, and thank you so much.
Y'all got me in the back? Y'all can hear me? Perfect. Well, thank you, Valley Metro, Congressman Greg Stanton, Mayor Gallego, Council Members Keisha Hawes Washington, and Ana Hernandez, and a particular special thank you to former Council Member Carlos Galindo. Thank you. Throughout history, there are individuals whose contributions resonate far beyond their time, whose impact endures longer than monuments or fleeting headlines. These are the people whose legacies quietly shape the present and often become a blueprint for others to follow. In a political climate where histories and accomplishments of people of color are too often overlooked, rewritten, or erased, acknowledging their legacy is not only just, it is essential. Those who truly understand the story know this much is true. These individuals were not the show horses, but the workhorses, steady, visionary, and committed to service over the spotlight. Today, this light rail extension dedication would not be the same without mentioning someone whose vision and persistence helped lay the tracks, quite literally, for the future of Phoenix, Congressman Ed Pastor. Or, as my cousins and I simply knew him as, Tata Ed. My Tata was the original spark that ignited this flame. He believed that no matter one's zip code or income level, we should all be able to move throughout the valley with ease and pride. He knew that a growing city needed a system that worked for everyone, like the student commuting to class or the essential worker making a better life for themselves and their families to have access to. Those beliefs, paired with this trademark humility, ever-joking, ever-longing smile, and persistence, turn plans into policy and policy into progress. Without his advocacy in the United States Congress, securing critical federal funding and support, this system may not have started and possibly would not be what it is today. If he were here today, he would have congratulated all those that picked up the reins where he left off. As we observe the light rail weaving throughout the valley, connecting people and places, let us remember it was a Chicano boy from the small mining town of Miami, Arizona, who helped lay the foundation to interconnect the valley. Thank you and congratulations to the city of Phoenix, Valley Metro, and the community at large. Let's get on this train.
Thank you, Mrs. Pastor, Francisco. Thank you, Yvonne, and thank you to District 4 Councilmember Laura Pastor, who could not be here with us today. Now, before we begin our ribbon cutting, there are a few final thank yous that I want to make. Most importantly, thank you to you, to this community. Give yourselves a round of applause. We've been through a long journey together. Thank you for your patience, for your resilience. I hope you are proud of what we built together. I would also like to thank our construction advisory boards. These boards are made up of residents, of business owners, of property owners along the corridor. They are led by Chairs Ben Tietken and Petra Falcon. I want to thank the teams at City of Phoenix and Valley Metro. You are dedicated public servants who have devoted years of your lives to delivering this project. Every curb and gutter, every piece of art, every platform, every change order, and every permit has been done with thoughtfulness and a spirit of service to community. You have executed the community's vision just beautifully. I am so proud to work alongside you. Thank you. I want to thank the men and women who built this project. It is my great pleasure to see many of you here today in sun hats without your hard hats and boots. Over 5,000, not jobs, but careers were built while we developed this project. I want to thank our labor partners at LIUNA. Through our partnership with Labor and McEwitt, our contractor, we were very focused on recruiting and developing workforce in the zip codes along the South Central corridor. Almost 75% of the trade hours that built this project were performed by minorities and women. That is remarkable. I want to thank our talented designers, AECOM and PGH Huang, Hewitt, and ACI, our rail transportation operator, who's going to take the reins once we cut this ribbon. They're also sponsors of this wonderful event today. Thank you, partners. And finally, our project artists. This project contains 18 unique and beautiful pieces of art that tell the story of the history and the culture of the South Central and downtown communities. I hope you stop by and get a book that provides information and beautiful imagery of all 18 pieces of art. Finally, let's give all of you, ourselves, a round of applause along this journey. Okay, this is the moment we've been waiting for nearly 15 years and certainly the last 45 minutes. Let's cut this ribbon and open this project.